Well, I hope you're hungry, my dear. I've been making sure that you get a proper meal, considering that you haven't been eating anything for a long time. So I asked my father's chef to make you something delectable. Yes, I said chef. My father's given a lot of people to work an honest living too, and provide for their families, especially when the local job market turned them down. Huh? What I mean by that? Well, my father has always thought that people should get a second chance in life, even after they've done something wrong. Of course, he won't hire anyone, but he will give them a chance to prove themselves, even if they've only done minor crimes. For example, my father's chef used to work at a well-known restaurant, and let's just say that he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. He got arrested because he was in an area where someone had been robbed, he had connections to the person, and no convincing alibi to go off of. He was accused for being the robber. Ended up getting some time in prison, and when he got out, he had lost his job and wasn't able to provide for his family. That's when my father gave him the opportunity to work for him as a chef. Well, one of my father's closest men knew this man and asked my father if he could get a chance to prove himself. My father may be a mob boss, but he is a man with empathy for others. From what I've heard, my father didn't get the second chance himself when he was young, and he had to build himself up from the bottom on his own. And that's how he became who he is today. Looks like we're already here. After you, my dear. Looks like the chef got done with the food before we came, which means we're gonna get to be alone while you eat. Don't worry, I didn't have any bad ideas in mind. Your words, not mine. Now, I guess you better get to eat before it gets cold. No, I'm not in the mood to eat anything right now. But I appreciate that you're concerned about me, while you're the one that hasn't gotten to eat for some time. But again, it's just part of your personality. Here you go. Have a sit. Well, I asked the chef to make something that didn't have too many spices in it, since I remember from back in high school that you really weren't fond of too much spice. Why are you so surprised? Don't you remember back in high school? That one guy tried to trick you into eating something spicy? You panicked as soon as it got to your mouth. I certainly remember that. And I just want to make sure that that didn't happen now. Other than that, I asked the chef to surprise you, since I couldn't recall that you had some allergies or something like that. I can see on your face that you liked it. Well, you better dig in then. Sure you can. I'm an open book. What would you like to know? Oh, well, it's a long story. But to make it short, my parents wasn't expecting that I was going to be conceived when it happened, and my mother didn't want to be involved in my father's business. And so she took me with her. I didn't know who my father was growing up. She gave me her family name and she raised me up until the end of high school. After graduation, the old man made contact with me, told me I was his father, and that he wanted to get to know me better. One thing led to another, and I started to work with him. I changed my last name to my father's and took my grandfather's first name, so that's why I'm called Zach Salvatore now. Yes, I'm still in contact with her, after I decided to join my father. She wasn't especially fond of the idea that I was going to work for him, but she felt that she wasn't in a right to tell me not to. But I still keep in contact with her. I let her know I'm okay. No, I haven't. What happened to my hand, it was a long time ago, and I haven't gotten a chance to visit her after that. So I guess it will be a surprise when I visit her. Yeah, sure. Not sure what you want to do, but you can look at my hand if you would like. No, it doesn't hurt now. I promise. And I must say, it's rather nice that we get to hold hands. So what if I am a hopeless romantic? Is it bad to be so? Now, would I be a hopeless romantic if I did this? Is it that easy to get you flustered? By a simple kiss on the cheek. Now what would happen if I did? So, you call me sneaky now? Just admit it. You enjoyed that just as much as I did. I can see it in your cheeks. Hey, I'm just teasing you, dear. Oh, so you want me to let go? Is that it? Then, why aren't you fighting back against me? Caleb, what are you doing here?
Oh, seems like I was interrupting something here. Well, don't mind me. I'm just gonna get something to drink.
What I mean is, why are you here at the hideout? You're supposed to be out on a mission with some of the men.
Well, we got done earlier than anticipated, so I just came back here when we were done. Now, tell me, Zach, who is this rather good-looking girl?
Stay behind me, dear. That's none of your concerns, Caleb. Now why don't you just get what you need and leave?
Oh, come on now, brother. Why do you always have to be so hostile? She just piqued my interest, that's all.
I told you, Caleb. You're my stepbrother, but it doesn't mean I'll call you my brother.
Give me a break. I'm just kidding with you, Zach. But I would like to have my answer on that question. Who is she?
I said that's none of your concern, Caleb. She's my responsibility, and you don't need to know.
Wait, don't tell me. Is that the sister of that dog that snitched on us? So I was right. Well, then I have another question for you, Zach. Why isn't she tied down in the chair, as a captive should be?
I'm taking responsibility of her, and you don't have to care about my methods of keeping a captive, Caleb. Unlike you, I'd like to be respectful to our captives, our guests, and she hasn't done nothing wrong.
Well, how do you know that, Zach? For all we know, she could be working with her brother. Then what?
That's enough!
Oh, don't be like that, brother. Why don't you let her introduce herself?
Back off! I mean it.
Or what? What are you gonna do if I don't? Are you going to fight me?
You know you can't take me in a fight, Caleb. Don't be stupid.
Oh, do not underestimate me now, Zach. You were very lucky that one time. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Well, was nice meeting you, my dear. I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk with you at some point.
Not if I have something to say about that. Now leave.
As you wish, brother.
Hey, you okay? Hey, look at me. Are you okay? I can understand that you got a little scared, but don't worry. He's gone now. Well, that was my stepbrother, Caleb. My father remarried, and he got into the family business because of that. And my father also has some respect for him, too, because he gets the job done. But my father doesn't know his methods for getting the job done. That's why I placed you behind my back. He's extremely dangerous. I don't trust him one bit. If you ever have to talk with him, don't say anything about us. For some reason, he loves to mess with me at any point he can. And I'm afraid he might try to do something to you if he knows it'll give him the chance to piss me off. Okay. Thank you. It'll make it easier for both of us if he doesn't know. Now, we better get back to the room before he comes back. Okay? Let's go.